Here we are, another infant caught in the middle of grown-ups' mess.
Flint's police chief not holding back on his frustration on Thursday night's deadly shooting. Chief Terrence Green says just after 6 o'clock, a group of people drove down Tebo Street shooting into homes and vehicles. 5 people suffered gunshot wounds. 1 woman is dead, and an 11-month-old baby girl is still in critical condition at this hour. Our Ann Perret has the very latest and takes us through what police believe led to the shooting.
Around 6 o'clock Thursday night, Flint's police chief tells me his officer was responding to a car crash here on Lippincott when someone ran up to her with a baby who had been shot. The officer immediately called for help to the shooting scene here on Tebo Street while she rushed the baby girl to the hospital.
Well, it's sickening and disturbing. Frustrating.
Flint Police Chief Terrence Green says when officers arrived to Tebo Street, they found 4 more people suffering from gunshot wounds. He says so far, the investigation reveals a group of people in a white Chevrolet Equinox drove north down Tebo Street, shooting out of the car into homes and other vehicles. The chief says the 11-month-old baby girl was in a car with her 17-year-old father, who was also shot. He's in good condition. It's believed the 3 other people were outside a home when they were shot. A 57-year-old woman who lives there is dead. A 46-year-old man is in critical condition, and a 28-year-old woman is in good condition. The relationship between those 5 is unknown, but Chief Green says this shooting wasn't random. These 5 were targeted.
We're leaning towards there's possibly an ongoing feud. We don't know what the relationship was with the suspects in the Equinox and the victims.
The chief says they're also still investigating why the shooting started, what type and how many guns were used, how many people were in the suspect vehicle, and whether any of the victims shot back.
I would say this: some of the names involved are familiar. Law enforcement are familiar with them.
If you have any information about this shooting or know where the suspect vehicle, a white Chevrolet Equinox, is, you're urged to call police or call Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous. In Flint, I'm Ann Perret, ABC 12 News.
And Sally, this is the 3rd shooting in Flint involving a young child in the last 3 months. In October, 3-year-old Messiah Williams died after his home on the city's east side was shot up. In December, a 10-month-old baby boy and his grandmother died after they were shot while inside a home on Flint's north side. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we're asking the mayor and police chief what is being done to curb this gun violence.
ABC 12 News at 6.
Continuing coverage tonight following a violent night in the city of Flint. 5 people shot, including an 11-month-old infant. It happened around 7 o'clock on Tebo Street near Lippincott. 1 person has died, and that baby is still in critical condition. Police tell us this shooting was not random. 2 different groups were involved in some kind of a dispute. Hours later, a possible retaliation. Another drive-by shooting just after midnight. This happening on West Eldridge Street. Bullets fired into a home, hitting a 29-year-old man and 25-year-old woman. Both are in good condition tonight.
I feel we have a cycle of violence that we have to break. It has to be broke.
Tonight, as investigators try to piece together how this happened, Flint Police Chief Terrence Green says something needs to change. As ABC 12's Ann Perret shares, he says nothing will until the community steps up.
Chief Terrence Green says working with the Michigan State Police and the FBI, his officers are doing everything they can to curb the gun violence in this city. One of his officers was actually right here on Lippincott when the drive-by shooting happened just a block away on Tebo Street.
You can have 100 officers, in that neighborhood, and a crime is committed. If the community's not going to assist and step up and speak up, what good is it doing?
Chief Green says his department needs the community's help to put an end to the uptick in gun violence he says the city's dealt with over the last several months. But the no snitch mentality makes investigating difficult.
All these people involved and the information that the police department is receiving and the investigators are receiving is sketchy at best.
He's worried about his overworked officers who go from one violent crime call to another. The night before Wednesday, 2 people died in a shooting on the city's south side.
It's straining on them. These officers have families, they have children of their own, and to see a child in that condition, You have to be concerned about the mental state of the officers involved in this.
One of the many reasons why the chief says they've deployed countless resources and initiated some crime strategies to be more proactive. The problem, he says, more shootings are retaliatory. It's the same people involved over and over again.
Just stay at them, you know, target them. Just as the same as they're out there, they're determined to wreak havoc in this city. We have to be determined to stop it.
In Flint, Ann Perrette, ABC 12 News.
And sadly, this is the largest mass shooting in Flint since last July. You may remember 6 people were shot during an illegal pop-up party at Hallwood Plaza. The event was reportedly organized via Facebook on behalf of a local rapper. Around 1,000 people showed up, but a fight broke out and several people fired weapons. Shortly after the shooting, all victims were listed in stable condition. In the meantime, Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely says he's heartbroken over last night's violence. He's echoing the police chief's call for peace, also asking anyone to speak up if they can help with the investigation. Mayor Neely also shared that his administration is making an effort to get guns out of the community.
We're advocating and we're taking more guns off the street. We have taken 50% more guns off the street than we did last year. We kept guns off the street. The city of Flint no longer auctions weapons off to be put back into the hands to people that may commit crimes like this one. We destroyed all weapons now. And so, you know, we're doing our part, trying to make sure that people don't have the ability to commit these such heinous acts.